welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm excited to have you here today, and I have an interesting topic that we're gonna talk about today. I won't take long, but make sure it's only gonna be like a 10-minute or whatever video, so make sure you watch all of it so you can here in Texas, I'm telling you, it's been horrible, but thank God we have our weather back. It's cold outside, but it's still good. So I'm here to encourage you about love. I'm not an expert in love, so I can't say I've made my mistakes in love. It's never been perfect. My love life hasn't been perfect, but I know that there are people who are now trying to heal and to move on, and they're trying to figure themselves out. So why not talk about it? Why not so comment or say something so that we can talk about it? But we need to talk about these things because there are people who are actually leaving their relationship right now. They've been out of a relationship, they've been in an abusive relationship, now they're trying to figure themselves out. I'm telling you from my own experience, I know that everybody is different. I had friends who we were going through domestic violence at the same time. Some of them moved before I did. Some of them moved after a few months. I took like 3 years in order for me to move on. You know, when you're from a domestic abuse situation, you're still thinking, you're still wondering how, you're still trying to gather yourself out, you're still kind of angry about what just happened to you, you're still trying to put your life together. So a lot of us most women were never really ready to move on when it comes to relationships. But I want to encourage those who are ready and those who are maybe thinking about having a relationship to if they want to do that, it's okay. Give yourself permission to move on. A lot of us, because of the way your ex will put you down and make you feel horrible about yourself, make you feel ugly, even if a good love is looking at you on the face, a lot of you don't even see it. You don't see the love. But let me tell you, open your eyes and give your chance to love. You're free. That means you have left the abuse. You're free. Do not stay in prison after you have left the abuse. By that I mean is that this guy used to call you ugly, so anybody who tries to talk to you, you might even miss a good guy. So I'm trying to let you know that it's okay to open your eyes. Some people find love way earlier than some people. Some people find it within months, some people find it within a year, some 3 months, some take forever. So it depends on you. It's not universal way. It's not like just because so and so found love after 5 months, then you should be able to have found love. No. I remember when I was kind of trying to find my way out, and one of my friends, she was one of those happy-go-lucky people. Within a few months, she already had moved on, and she was trying to have me do that, and she would come take me out, and whenever I was out, I would be crying. Guys would try to talk to me, and I would be like, I didn't want nobody coming close to me. She would double date, and on those double dates, I would be so miserable. Let me tell you, when you're not ready for love, you're not ready, and don't force it. So how do you know if you're ready? How do you know if you're ready? The way you know if you're ready is that because you have to heal first. You can't get into a relationship when you haven't healed. So how do you know you have healed? How do you know? When the bitterness is gone. That's one of the telltale tales, that when you're no longer bitter, when you don't care. Kama ujali man, huyu even if he's got he's moved on, he's marrying somebody else, you don't care. You know you've moved on if you don't care at all. You don't have feelings for him. But a lot of us don't. You don't have feelings, but you don't have feelings about for him at all, because, or even bitterness. The bitterness is gone. It's like, that's fine. You know you're ready to move on. Just move on, you know. Then another thing is when you're being comfortable being alone. Remember, a lot of when you're in a domestic abuse situation, you're used to being with somebody. And a lot of people, women who are in domestic abuse, they were, even when they were kids, some of them have separation, whereby, they always want to have somebody. By separation issues, they always want to have somebody. You find that they didn't find love when they were young from their parents. Their dad was not there. So the first person who tells them I love you, they fell in love with. So they're used to, they want to cling, you're clingy. A lot of people in domestic violence, they can't imagine being alone, and that's why some of them stick in the relationship. They can't leave. They want to stay. And if you're not comfortable being alone, and you feel that you need somebody to fulfill that void, then you're not ready, because that means that the next person will use you, misuse you just the same way. It might be in a different level, in a different way, but then you're putting yourself in a bad. Be comfortable being alone. Be comfortable going to watch a movie by yourself. Be comfortable doing things by yourself before you decide. Do not look for a man to fulfill a void, to help you pay bills. If you're looking for that, you're bound to fail, in love. Find somebody. Actually, me, by the time I found my husband right now, I had already decided I really didn't care if I got married or not. I didn't care if I ever found. I didn't even think I was gonna find a husband. I had my options open, And then when you have your options open, you don't care, people see, that you don't care. You have that attitude of, you go into a date knowing that I'm going into this date, I'm going to see if he is what I want, not because I am what he wants. Don't go into a relationship saying that I'm going into a relationship, I'm going for the date, I'm going to, you think, be yourself. If you like certain things, just be. But if you're going for him rather than for you, then you're going to fail in that relationship, because you're going to be fake. You're going to be trying to be who you were before, and you're going to attract the same kind of guy that you just left. So watch that. I thought I was not taping. So another way you can know if you're ready is when you are comfortable with what you are. You're comfortable with yourself. I know myself. I don't like to, maybe you don't like to, let me think about it. Maybe you don't like certain things. Maybe you don't like a guy who is like a certain way. Be yourself, be like who you are. You like your hair. If you know you're a big girl, you like your body. You're a thin girl, you like your body. Because if you don't like yourself and you get into a relationship, let's say you feel fat and you're there with a guy, even though the guy likes you for being even big and fat, you yourself, you'll be seeing, oh my God, you'll be trying to be thin every time. Be comfortable with who you are first. Remember, you're coming out of a relationship where you've been put down so many times, so you actually feel uncomfortable. But if you're comfortable with yourself, you're comfortable wearing your jeans, you don't care what everything that this guy used to tell you are, you feel like he was lying, then you're ready. You're kind of ready. That's how you know you're ready. You're comfortable with yourself. Because if you go to a relationship and you're not comfortable with yourself, you're going to attract somebody who will take advantage of you. You know. So when you know, so go to a relationship when you know what you want. Make sure you know what you want before you get in a relationship. Otherwise, that person will determine for you what you want, and you will not like it. Meaning, you know what you want. You be ready to walk out of a deal. Be ready to walk out of a relationship. Be ready to walk out of the offer that this guy gives you. You go for your first date. This guy is telling you, man, me, I don't want to get married. Be ready to walk out, even though the guy, before I got married to my husband, I dated one guy who I thought we had dated maybe for a few months. He hadn't even met my kids, but I was certain this is a guy that I think I could marry, because man, he treated me the way a woman should be treated. Man, my dad died. He gave me money for the funeral. He did everything, but there was something that I felt was not right, and I left the guy. I left him, and I'm the one who pulled the shots. It was painful. If you are able to pull the shots on a guy and let him go, you know you're ready. Because when I pulled those shots, and I knew that I could easily stay with this guy with all those faults that I think that I felt like, like somebody else would say, Lillian, why would you leave a guy for that? But me, by that time, I had gone through counseling, so many counselings. I'd been through another failed marriage. So by that time, I knew what the red flags were. So I dropped him like a hot potato, and he couldn't believe that I dropped him. When you're able to walk out of a great deal, a great relationship, somebody who you think is cute, has got everything, but there's a red flag, and if you're able to do that, you're ready for a good relationship. That means you were pulling the shots. You know what you want. You can't get into a relationship without knowing what you want. You will fail at it. And then when you're able to when you're able to face where you're wrong, also that's a good telltale whether you're ready for a relationship, whether you're ready for love. It took a lot for me to accept that even in my domestic violence, there were some decisions that I could have made better. There were some things that I didn't do right. There are some things, when I accepted that, and when I started realizing that even though he abused me, there were some places where I may have been wrong too. So when I accepted that, I knew that, because we always think me, he hurt me, he beat me, but you don't want to think about that when you're trying to move on and get stuff, and you don't even want you run away from that part, or the part you played. When you're able to face that head on, and you're able to say, I may have been wrong here, and accept that, and then give yourself healing and forgiveness, then you're ready for love. You can be ready. So the part, you are ready to accept the part that you played. And then when you are able to walk away from a good deal, I think I've told you guys that. When you're able to leave the table, even when you think the deal is so good, you're ready for love. When you're ready to state that what you want without guilt. A lot of us, when you're in a domestic abuse situation, we feel you can go, you think this guy is broke, so you go and you say, we can go to McDonald's. You don't want McDonald's. We want to go to a good restaurant. Just say, no, I want to go eat at this place. And if you can't do it, then just say, okay, we're not going. You have to say what you want. This is something you're going to live with. This is, you have to state what you want. You know, a lot of women that are having some good relationships, believe it or not, are women that people called Malaya. You know, I used to have a friend years ago. She used to call herself a retired prostitute. We were opposites, but we were good friends. But I learned a lot from her. She told me, Lillian, there is no way that if you date a guy and you're clingy and you're this, you know, a guy will mistreat you, you know. And she used to tell me that she's a retired, that she knew what she wanted from a guy and she got what she wanted from a guy, and I wouldn't do things her way. But what I'm trying to tell you with this is that know what you want. You know, you don't need to ask for Mercedes Benz. You know, you won't get it. Sometimes you might, but don't do that. Don't go out for money. You know, otherwise you're gonna fail at it. So when you see the light instead of the darkness, also that's another way. Men, let me tell you what I learned from guys. What I learned from guys is guys know exactly what they want from the beginning. If a guy has to stay with you for 20 years so that he can figure you out, or 5 years, or a guy does not need to have 5 years to figure whether he wants to marry you or not. Do not stay with a guy for that long. I did for 6 years and we never got married. The beginning, my father, you know. So what I'm trying to tell you is that know what you want. This video has gone longer than I wanted it to go. I hope this helps somebody. Please subscribe to my YouTube, please. Otherwise, I see a lot of views, but I don't see a lot of subscribers. So please subscribe, because I'll put more videos. Thank you and God bless. Subscribe. I hope this helps you.